I love printing. I love printing. I love it. I love printing.
Hey, everybody. Want to welcome you back to another edition of Printer to Printer Chat on What They Think with me, Warren Werbitt, also known as the Print Whisperer. Check it out, printwhisperer.com, and feel free to call me, ask me any questions you want. Today, I have a distinguished guest. I say that because he's a young guy in the industry. I'll find out later when he took over from the old man, but they're rocking and rolling. And we had Todd Cober of Cober Solutions. Welcome, Todd.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
So before I go and hit you with some questions, just take a minute or three, and why don't you just tell us a little bit about the company and what you do.
Yeah. So we're a 105-year-old business. My great-grandfather started the company. Actually was founded just to produce flyers for his convenience store, the general store that was in Kitchener, Ontario, where we still are today.
Cool.
From that, it grew, took over the house, took over the neighbor's house. They were combined. And then in the mid 70s, my father and my aunt at that point thought that they could make more of it than just a printing company in the house. And it entered into the first commercial space. And ever since then, we've been on a pretty good little run here. Again, general commercial up until probably early 2000s, where we got heavily into digital, heavily into on-demand, and then added all of the auxiliary services that you hear general commercial printers adding, like wide format, warehousing and fulfillment, design, mailing, all of those things. And they're all a key part of our business today. Today, we're heavily focused on two distinct sales channels: our B2B or our enterprise relationships, and then our B2C or on-demand relationships. And both are two different animals, but we fulfill them out of our current facilities here. So we have one manufacturing facility in Kitchener, about 150 people. That's where all of our litho, offset, full bindery, and then digital, all of our indigo volume sits here. And then in Barrie, Ontario, we do all of our signage, wide format, and canvas material.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you got it all covered.
I don't know if you can have it all covered, but we feel like we've got a really good lineup.
Only thing you're missing is a little flexo, from what I could tell.
Yeah. And you can't be everything to everybody, right? So.
I tried, but then again, here I am interviewing you, right? So I guess. I got to make a little joke on the past. So anyway, so many things I want to ask you, but I want to start with one. First of all, how old are you?
I'm 39. I turned 40 next year, so I'm not that young. I don't feel young. I said to my wife, babe, my body's breaking down. I feel
old. My God. Okay, I'm going to stop you right now. Okay?
But I am.
I know. I need to correct you and get you in the right headspace. I turned 55 yesterday.
Yeah, go happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I still stay out later than my kids and still feel like I'm young and immature. So when you say your body's feeling old, get rid of that thought right away, change it around, because it's all up here.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Okay?
But
I just have to stop people when they get there.
No, so it's fair.
That's cool. So you're 39. When did you take over as president from the old man? I shouldn't even refer to him as the old man. I should call him Peter. But
yeah, no. I mean, it's kind of it's been an evolving. I would say I got the best relationship. I'm so fortunate to have the relationship with my father that I've got. It has been evolving probably over the last decade, truthfully, to where it just kind of, there was no date. There was no moment in time. It's in my email signature as president, but the reality, honestly, the on my office door, it still says vice president. So I would say that over the last 5 years specifically, I've probably take on more of the reins. And 2 years ago, my father moved he lives at the cottage now, to what I call the cottage. It's his home. So I would honestly say probably the last 2 years is when it's been more official, more predominant, for sure.
Cool. No, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I think you guys do quite well. And it's actually nice to talk to somebody under 40 in our industry who has the position that you have, because we need to change up the industry a little. And finding someone your age who loves it kind of like I love it is a great thing. Let me ask you about the employees that you have. We just went through this crazy pandemic. We're still in it technically, but
Yeah.
the last couple of years, people laying off, people this, people that. Today, people are looking for people to come into work. It doesn't matter what industry you're in.
Yeah.
It's just a problem. How have you guys fared throughout the whole COVID thing?
Situation? Yeah. It's so. I mean, I'll answer that a bunch of different ways. So early on, I would say when the pandemic first hit, much like everybody, I would say we really didn't know how we were going to be impacted. There was a lot of the fear of the unknown, how to deal with everything. We fairly early on, I would say about a month, 4 weeks, 5 weeks into it, we made the commitment to our team to keep everybody on at 100% of their pay, regardless of work. And it was a big commitment, a big risk, I would say, at the time to take on. But what it did for us was change our mindset to not retreat, but attack. And we kind of put it all out there and got after it as a business. And so that allowed us to do a couple things. It allowed us to keep all of our people on, build a little bit of the morale and the culture there that we were in this together. But also, as we came out of it, and we've done fairly well coming out of it, we've got everybody. We don't need to bring people back in. We didn't have to worry about losing people while they were laid off. So it's allowed us to get rolling real quick again. And then since then, we've probably brought on another, I think, 22 team members throughout the pandemic. We've done pretty well through all this, and we've brought in some really great new team members with industry experience too, which is not always the case for us. Training, bringing in people from outside the industry and training internally is kind of been our MO, and that's where we've had a lot of success. So all things considered, we've been super fortunate. It was hard to find new team members for probably a 6-month period there, but the last 2 months, we've done pretty well.
Oh, cool. First of all, kudos to you, and everybody there too. I don't know of many companies, if not any companies, that have kept everyone on at 100%. So they must be really appreciative of you. And I guess you're solidifying the relationship between the team in the plant, which is pretty crazy and great. I think, wow, to hiring 22 people since the pandemic start, that's a no-no for anybody I've spoken to. And then to be able to find people from within the industry, but more so the people that you bring in from the non-industry that you're willing to train. I mean, you're also not sitting in the middle of an area that's filled with people like Toronto, because you're west of Toronto.
Right.
But wow, I think if more people could just listen to this conversation and adopt some of the ideas and thoughts that you had, as to why, I think, wow.
Yeah, you know what? We got a wicked team here. Like I just love the people that work with us here. And I would say when COVID hit, not knowing how this was going to impact the people was probably one of the scariest things as a business owner. Like, shit, like what does this actually mean? What does this mean for our people? And I mean, I would say that me being young, I have to do this for another 20 some odd years, right? And I think to myself, like, I need the people, and we need good people. So let's just lick our wounds and get after it. And I would say that mentality within our business, the culture that our business has, is really what made the decision easy for us.
Oh, listen, I think in any business, it starts with the culture. More so, I've said it from the beginning when I started my place, is everything starts at the top. So it's apparent that your father had a way of thinking that brushed off on you. And then I'll say that you've probably developed some of your own thoughts along the way, being of a different generation. Yeah. But you're managing to do pretty good with it.
But I would say this too, Warren. I mean, just speaking about people and people within our business, because that's all I have to really go off of. It's hard. like this is a hard time for people,
People.
right? Like, and you have an industry like ours where we've got people.
Which was tough before this started, even because it's
Yeah.
a tough it's a grueling industry.
Certainly. And so then you add in the situation of we're asking people to come to work during the pandemic when we didn't know what the virus was, and it was
Right.
people. We felt like people were asking people to put their health at risk, and then we got people working from home, and then we have people that are showing up every day and working long hours while their family and friends are all working from home. And this whole dynamic, life was hard. Life is hard for people right now, I would say. And yeah, that's been a challenge to really
life's complicated, right?
to be human with everybody, right?
Yeah, it's not a word. It's now, I think, I mean, it never was only about like us or I or me, but all of a sudden with this pandemic, it's only about we, because it's like the Olympics with all the rings. We're all intertwined.
Yeah.
In some way or another, right? So we just, we move forward. But anyways, kudos on the people and the team.
Yeah.
I think that's just amazing. So another thing that I want to ask you, well, it's out there, but you guys just bought 2 HP 100,000s.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what you're doing to buy 2 of those at a time like this, when the world's so shaky. And I mean, when I was thinking about the 2 machines, I'm thinking, oh my God, the service contract on both of them for HP is the cost of somebody else just having them 1 machine on the floor. Right?
Yeah. I mean, you can look at it, the world's shaky, but I truthfully, I look at it as there's just a massive amount of opportunity right now. We've seen significant growth through the pandemic. We've seen significant growth into the first quarter of our fiscal year. And our pipeline of onboarding of new opportunities. And that's what we truthfully look for, is partners, long-term partners that have reoccurring volume. That isn't, we're not out there typically looking for the next commercial printing purchase order.
Oh, God.
And we're working to build critical mass within a group of partners that continuously have volume, daily volume coming in. And yeah, we've knock on wood, we've been real fortunate to be able to do that in the on-demand space, to really invest heavily, not only in equipment, infrastructure, physical capital infrastructure, but the people and the IT infrastructure to be able to integrate and manage all of the orders that are going on at any given time. So to answer your question, yeah, I mean, I would say that I would be lying if I said it. I don't lie awake at night thinking to myself, it's a volatile market, this is hard. But I also genuinely believe, before all of that, there is a massive amount of opportunity in the marketplace, and we look to take advantage of that.
Oh, listen, you're definitely setting yourself up with the right equipment to be able to move and be versatile, right?
Yeah, we think we've got a great.
Yeah, no, I listen. I like the fact that you think about the opportunity, because there is always opportunity. I think just in our industry, we just got to be aware of the overhead, because it's very easy to plunge into something where there's potential opportunity, but everything in our industry is a fortune.
Yep.
With a long-term commitment.
Yep.
Right. And I think that's what scares a lot of people. Listen, if I go back 15 years ago, when I was, running Pizzazz and whatever, I didn't really think about anything other than what I'm going to get and what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah. Right.
I never wanted to listen to anyone who said, well, it's not that good. Well, it's not that good because you're not really trying that hard.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's all about the attitude. So that's good. What, as a company, what kind of marketing do you do for yourselves to let people know that you exist?
So 2 things. I'll answer this 2 different ways, and maybe part of this circles back in even to the teams and bringing on team members. But we do a little bit of digital marketing in terms of positioning ourselves online for markets that we feel fit us well. A huge part of what we target is international opportunity for fulfillment in Canada. And a lot of that has to do with online marketing. So we have a team here that specializes in that. And then we've been able to focus our sales efforts to be very targeted and have people within our sales teams focused on very specific verticals and very specific lines of business. And that's proven very well. But then to kind of bring it back to the people, through the pandemic, we actually, what I'll call, reallocated a significant, if at one point, all of our marketing spend was transitioned from outward marketing to recruitment. And we quickly came, I believe that we came to the realization at the right time that it wasn't about bringing in all this work if we couldn't actually produce it.
Right.
And so we spent quite a bit of money on trying to recruit locally to build up our brand image. That I think has served us well in being able to bring on great team members.
Do you have a lot of competition in your area?
So I would never say, so we would be the largest in the area,
Right.
with the exception of a couple packaging shops that we do not compete against at all. But I would say as far as the printing labor pool goes, they're alive and well. In the commercial printing, digital and offset printing, there would be a couple smaller players that
Right.
definitely we need to pay attention to. I would never be ignorant enough to say no, but
Oh no, for sure.
by and large,
But it's not like Toronto where
right,
pig's breakfast.
right. And that's who we would more compete in the Toronto market, being as we're only 45 minutes an hour out of Toronto.
Right.
We would compete more in that for business, but we really don't compete with them on the labor force.
Well, nobody wants to. First of all, you could be in Toronto and then have to go downtown, and from the 401 to downtown and waste an hour. Probably to go to work from your place to there, vice versa. It could be 3 hours at the.
Yeah.
So who would do that, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's no, but it sounds like a lot of fun. So you have any plans on the agenda?
In terms of the business?
Anything?
Yeah.
Conversation.
Yeah. I'm all in. I'm all in on this. So I would say that the 2 new Indigos are probably the tip of the iceberg, truthfully, over the next 12, 24 months. I feel like now's the time. Now's the time to strike. It sets a really good message both for our team internally and the industry locally that we're all in. And I'm not going anywhere, and this place isn't going anywhere. And
I used to say the same things, but it's different.
Yeah. No. But to your point, stuff can change, right? Like, I would say that you have to show up every day, humble.
Every day.
Because this industry can hand you your ass pretty quick.
Trust me, we can talk about that another day. I know that one all too well.
Yeah. No, I'm not naive to that for sure.
Yeah, no. It's but that's good. But no, it sounds like you're in a good place, all considering. Sounds like you're in a great place, all considering what it is. There's a lot of companies that I know that before the pandemic had done some purchases and had plans that they put in place. Some of them are not having such an easy time because of everything coming in before and then moving forward. I remember back when I put a 56-inch press in back then, and it was like the first and the biggest. The day we moved into our new facility was the same day Lehman Brothers went bust in the start of the 2008 financial crisis.
Yeah.
That could, I remember opening up the door and picking up the newspaper and seeing Lehman bust, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I just did a $7 million expansion. Where's this going?
Yeah. It's you know what? I'm so fortunate. Luck, I'll call it luck, has been on our side for sure. Timing is everything in business.
Yeah, but don't just call it all luck. You guys work pretty damn hard at what you do, and you invest time and energy. So it's not just by chance.
Yeah, no, I hear you, and I appreciate the comment. A lot of people work really hard, and
Oh, I didn't mean you. I meant your team.
Yeah, yeah. No, and I agree with you. But yes, I guess what I'm saying is, yeah, we check our pride at the door and just work like hell and try to make the right decisions at the right time.
That's all you can do. That's
Yeah.
all you can do.
Yeah.
Cool. So, wow, sounds like just got your hand on the pulse.
Yep.
Sounds
Yeah.
pretty good. Sales team. How big's your sales team?
We've got a sales team, external sales team, let's call it, of external reps would be 10.
Average age?
If I had to average it out, I'd say maybe 50.
Okay. So
But we've got awesome reps from mid 30s to 60 plus, truthfully. And we've been fortunate enough to bring on members of the sales team who aren't from the industry and have had.
That's probably the best, actually, when you could bring on someone who can sell not from the industry.
Yeah, I mean, to us, sales is about managing the brand, doing right by our reputation, and earning trust quickly, right?
Oh,
It's that it comes down to.
For sure. Except I see in our industry, there's a lot of legacy salespeople who really aren't necessarily in tune with the way the world works today. Right?
Yeah.
It's a different way of selling. It's a different way of talking.
It is, yeah.
Right.
So the sales process has changed for sure.
Yeah, and I see some of the companies with the older sales force where if they're not doing something now, they're headed for some trouble down the road.
Yep.
So it's got to be that's got to be good.
Yeah.
Before we go, any parting words for my giant viewership that I'm trying to build?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that the only thing I would say in parting words is it's a great time to be a printer. This is hard. This is hard as hell, and I'm not saying that it's easy, but I'm saying that when you navigate through all the clutter, there is opportunity, and there is a future in it. And that's what certainly I tell myself every day. But we've been able to, I think, prove that out, and I feel like if we can be more bullish as an industry on the industry, we'll put it back into a place where it deserves to be. And that would be the only thing I would say from a parting perspective.
So the only thing I would add to that is I try to remind everybody out there that our industry is probably the greatest industry. And our industry is the only industry where every other industry needs us to either produce or sell or market their product. And without the print partner, no other business could pretty much do anything in the full circle. So I think we got to take back our pride in our service and our ability to help other businesses grow and push back on this competitive race to the bottom line. And that's a whole other conversation, but I got to always get a few words in to remind those that are doing it to stop.
I would say this too, Warren. I would say that the one good thing that comes to mind that the pandemic has caused is us to act more human. And I would say that more now than previous to the pandemic, I actually have conversations with my peers in the industry for no other reason than to say, Warren, how are you doing? How's it going? What are you finding out there? Is there anything I can help out with? Because I think we all recognized early that this was going to be hard.
Oh, yeah.
And that, as much as we all like to say we're in this together, I feel like we were all trying to figure out what this meant and how it was going to impact our business. And I do feel like I talk more now to my peers than I ever have. And they're conversations with very little agenda other than just conversation.
Yeah, listen, you know what, on that note, I always used to talk to peers everywhere, or try to talk to peers. And what I always used to say to people is, peers, like me and you, we're not competitors. We could talk about whatever we want. We're not the salespeople in our places that are doing, and whatever it is they live. Like we all have a respect amongst each other. I've always been part of peer groups where I'm with 7, 8 other printers for 20 years, just so that I actually had a place to go to talk that wasn't a friend.
Yeah.
And because we weren't in competing markets, I had who to call to chat, because it's really important, to be able to know things, because you can become very secluded in your own little area.
Yeah.
And then when your brain takes over, you're in big trouble.
Certainly.
Right. So cool. Yeah. You know what? Life is all about the people to begin with.
100%. And I feel like
good.
it's more human now than it once was.
Yeah, no, that's really nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
So first, I just want to thank you for taking the time. Always good to catch up with you and hear what you guys are up to.
Yeah, you as well.
And to everybody else, keep watching, keep listening. Check out the Print Whisper. Check out my YouTube channel, Warren Werbitt. Please subscribe. As usual, I'm trying to get to 1,000 and I'm lagging a little, so I need your help. As Todd said, our industry's coming together. So all go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. To everybody else, another great session. Warren Werbitt for What They Think, and I love print.